a little bit of a warm-up with some mental maths. Remember, no calculator. I'm going to give you a minute to do these multiplication sums. Just do the best you can. Write down your answers where you are, okay? You don't put anything in the chat. You just write them down where you are. And when I say you can start, okay? So, okay, you can start for 1 minute. Guys, the activity now is to do this mental math. So just hold whatever other questions you have and do these sums. You've got a minute. Well, now you've got 45 seconds. Just do them where you are and write down your answers. Where you are, and we'll go over them when the minute's up. Ten more seconds. And stop. Okay. Just where you are, you can mark your work. So 12 times 2 is 24. 3 times 11 is 33. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 6 is 24. And 6 times 4 is the same, it's 24. 5 times 7 is 35. 7 times 3 is 21. 5 times 9 is 45. 9 times 8 is 56. 11 times 11 is 121. 12 times 6 is 72. 7 times 7, 49. 10 times 8 is 80. 9 times 9, 81. Miss Kat, did I do that right?
J is 72 as well. 9 times 8.
J, oops, 72.
There we go.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so we've got 5, 10, 15. So what I want you to do is write down the number you attempted. So however many you got through in a minute, and then the number that you got correct. Okay. And I wonder, oh, there's Tara Jane. She's saying it's 15. She got 15 out of 15. Yonita's asking what happens if I'm not done. Nothing. Yeah, this is just for mental maths and to practice. So next time we do it, you see if you can improve. Okay. And we're going to do another round just now. Okay, Rebetsu is 15 out of 15. Very nice. Sineklankla, you can, Ms. Kat, can you maybe just help Sineklankla with the screen?
Yes, yes.
Nice. Boipelo, 13, 11 out of 15. Excellent stuff. Okay. So if you got 15 out of 50, that's wonderful. And then also if you didn't do all 15, definitely try and do a few more in this next round. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. Questions are slightly different. If you didn't finish, you Nombuso, like I said, you try and improve the next time. Okay, so the point is for you to try and see eventually to get to 15 out of 15. Okay, right, we've got 2 questions. Lorona, you can ask your question. Everyone else, warm up so long. We're going to do another round. Yes.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to copy the questions like as well? Like, for example, 12 times 2. Must we like write down the question?
No.
And then...
No, there's no time. In a minute, there's no time for you to write down the question. You just write down the answer.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sima, you have a question? Sima, you have a question? Just unmute yourself. I can't hear you, Sima. You're still muted. So maybe
There we
type for
go.
me.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yes, Sima.
It's nothing. I just had the same question as the other question, so it's okay.
Okay.
I just had the same question.
Okay, right, everybody. So we're going to go on to our next round, another minute. So the questions are slightly different, but it's still multiplication. So let's see. Okay, and right, ready, steady, go. Only answer. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see. So 4 times 8 is 32, and 5 times 8 is 40. There we go. And then 12 times 10 is 120, and 7 times 7 is 49. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 6 is 30. 7 times 2 is 14. 3 times 8 is 24. 8 times 10, or 10 times 8. 9 times 6. Yes. And 0 times 8 and 9 times 9. Okay, same story. Number attempted, number correct, and brag in the chat if you got them all right. Okay, so Ria Tomitsu says she can't hear me, Miss Kat. Can you maybe... Juanita, I hope you've left off some digits there. Or did you just do one? No, Anda, why such a sad face? Okay, so Tara Jane attempted 10. Yeah, guys, there's not 15 questions here, hey? There's 4, 8, 12. I think those of you who are saying 15 out of 50 might just be cheating because there's 12 questions here and not 15. Juanita, you must practice, and that's going to help you. Nice, Tiamo. Nice, everybody. Okay. Yeah, we've got to be very quick with these. It's not about that. It's about fluency. It's called fluency. So that we can free up space. It's not about being slow, guys. The word for it is fluency, so that you can free up space in your head to do other maths calculations and move on from the multiplication stuff. Okay, so let's move on. Speaking of moving on, we're going to do mental maths every lesson, so you'll get a chance to definitely improve. And nothing stops you from practicing your times tables at home, eh? There's lots of apps that you can use. You can also make your own. You can take screenshots of this and redo them at home. Lots of things you can do to get better. Okay, let's work with some numbers. And here we've got a number line, and we have to complete the numbers. I am going to give you a few minutes to do it on your own. and then I'll call for answers, and then you put the answers in the chat. Okay, but hold your answers until I call for them. So don't do them yet. Just look first. What are the missing numbers? What do you think they are? Write them down, and then get ready to put them in the chat when I ask you to. Right, so in the chat, put your answer. What do you think must go where A is? Just put your answer in the chat. You can just type it. You don't have to raise your hand. You can just type what you think it is. So Noma Swazi, you can just say what number you think must go where A is. Okay, so when we do this, we need to look for clues, right? So by how much are we jumping each time? So the only clue that we can get is here with the 30 and the 32,500. So we go up each time by 2,500. So we are basically counting in 2,500s. Okay, so if you are having a little bit of a struggle, just listen, I am explaining. So first you got to figure out by how much are we jumping each time. And to do that, you need to look at two numbers right next to each other. And we only have the 30 and the 32,500 that are right next to each other where a number hasn't been left out. So we skip or we count up by 2,500. Okay, so if that's the case, and the pattern, and that's the pattern, and that's how we're counting, then we're going to go up by 2,500 each time. So then A is going to be the 20,000 plus 2,500. So that is 22,500. Okay, and that makes sense because if I put 22,500 there, and I add another 2,500, I'm indeed going to get to 25,000. Okay. Now from 25,000 to B, what do you think B is going to be? Put in the chat, what do you think B is going to be? So Sarah says 27,500. Let's hear from everyone else. What do you think it's going to be? That's it. 27,500, because we're going to add another 2,500. There we go. We're just a bit rusty after the holiday, hey? Just a bit rusty. Esther, check again. Nelisa, I think you just typed a 1 instead of a 2, but Esther, check again. If we add 2,500 to 25,000, we get 27,500. Okay, and last one, put it in the chat. What is it going to be? 32,500 going up to C. Yes, guys, we can tell ourselves maths is hard, or we can try. Instead of saying maths is hard, ask a question. Say something like, how do I get this? Where does this come from? How do we get this next number? Okay. Yeah, just check your number of zeros, guys. I don't think it's 3,500. and we add 2,500, and that's going to be 35,000. Okay, so I quickly do want to talk to all of you about that attitude. Maths is hard, I can't do this, etc. I want you to try and change your attitude, and instead of saying things like that, rather ask a question. Ask a question: how do I do this? How do I add these numbers? Where do these numbers come from? Try to understand. Okay, that is how we work at Watobe. We have a positive attitude and we try our best. Right, someone has a hand up. Okay, I want everyone to look at number 2 so long and challenge yourself to do that one. And I'm going to take Blessing's question in the meantime. Don't put your answers in the chat, just figure it out on your own first. What are we counting in? What are we going up by? This one is a little harder because we don't have 2 numbers right next to each other, but I'm sure you guys can do it. Let's hear. Blessing, you have a question? Blessing, you have your hand up, and if you have your hand up, you must, it means you want to ask a question. So you need to ask your question. Otherwise, we're going to lower your hand and go on to someone else. Sweetie Pie, Retumetse, please get in touch with Miss Kat. She'll help you with your audio. Just message Miss Kat. She'll help you with your audio. It might not be connected. Okay, if you guys are not going to ask questions. Okay, Zintle, you have your hand up. You can ask your question. Okay, Vuyiswa, just hold it. We're going to get there. Okay, Zintle, you have a question. You can unmute and ask your question. Okay, Brianna, I'm going on to you. What is your question?
Ma'am, if we have to find the missing answers, how do we actually calculate it if we try to figure it out, but we don't know? Okay,
so we're going to check now. Stay with me and I'm going to ask you some questions. So here we have the 50,000 and there we have 150,000. So by how much did we skip? If we just look at how much we skipped from 50,000 to 150,000. By how much did we go up?
Unmute, Brianna.
I think 50,000, ma'am.
Well, let's think again from 50,000 to 150,000. Just listen to the question, everyone. I asked by how much did we go from 50 to 150? Oh. That's right. Konki's got it. That's 100,000.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you then, the A is in the middle, the missing number's in the middle. So what's in the middle of 100,000?
Then 150.
Try again. In the middle of 100,000.
100,000 is I think about.
Yes, A is going to be 100,000. That's right. Because, well, how much are we actually jumping?
100,000.
50,000. Yes, we are going from 50,000 to 150. That's 100,000. But because A is in the middle, that makes it 50,000. So that's going to be 100,000. And then if we jump 50,000 again, then we get to 150,000. And then who wants to tell me what B is going to be? I'm just going to remind you guys, we said the rules are that you do not engage with anyone else in the chat. You don't DM. I see DMing taking place, and Ms. Kat, I think we're going to have to start removing people if they engage in that behavior. I have no time for this, guys. None of it. You do not address another person in the chat. End of story. All you do is listen to the instruction and you do the activity. That's the only thing you do. Right. Let's try again. B. Wonderful, you guys who are concentrating and trying to get things done. And I have no problem removing people who are interfering with other people's learning. And I can see who people are already here. I can see the names here. So last warning, you stop that now and engage in the activity, and that's it. That's all you do. Okay, so people are saying B is 200,000. I totally agree. We jump by 50,000 to 200,000. Good stuff. And then if B is 200,000 and we jump another 50, what is the next answer going to be? What is C's answer going to be? Wonderful, 250,000. 250,000, excellent. Okay, and if C is 250,000, what is D going to be? 300,000, that's it. There we go. Now we're getting it. So that is 300,000. And does that make sense? We check. 50,000. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Wonderful, everybody. Good stuff. Now, let's look at some numbers and which ones are bigger and which ones are smaller. It's a little bit of grade 6 work, but I think it's good for us to revise some of the grade 6 work as well. Okay, so again, I'm going to give you some time to first try this on your own, and then we'll take answers in about a minute. Okay. So I see there are 2 people with hands up. Please don't waste time, guys. If you have your hand up, you must have a question. Ochepachetse, you have your hand up.
Sorry, ma'am, you already answered my question after I raised my hand.
Okay, then you must lower your hand. Thank you. Okay. Sinombuso, yeah, you fast with this. You said that you were not so fast with other things, but you look like you fast with this. Good stuff. Which is smaller? Which is bigger? Which is equal? Okay, we know the crocodile. Which way does the crocodile go? So easy, says Ratilwe.
We see you.
Yes. But if you feel it's not so easy, don't stress, guys. Okay, so let's put our crocodiles in. So the first one, the crocodile is definitely eating the 1255. And in number 2, it's eating the 2541 or 2410. I'm actually talking wrong when I say that. You must say the number completely. Next one, 8751 is being eaten. 1978 is eaten. Oh, this one, easy peasy. Clearly 73,159 is bigger. And here, this one as well, 229,100 is bigger. Okay, so next time I'm definitely going to make that a little bit more challenging. But I'm glad you guys all got that. Okay, we're going to carry on counting a little bit in different multiples and recognizing some patterns. It's very important to practice your patterns, okay? Because in mathematics, patterns is like the basis of most things. I don't know if you knew that, but that's basically what it comes down to. So I'm going to help you with this first one, but I wonder if anyone can see what are we going up by in this first activity. We've got 907,737, and then we go up to 907,749. So what is the difference between those two numbers? What are we going up by? Okay, people are catching on. We are going up by 12. Okay, so that's the hard part. Now we're going to figure out what is the next number going to be. Because each time, that's our pattern, we're going to go up by 12. So what is the next number going to be? Without a calculator, please, everyone. What is our next number going to be? Put it in the chat. Tara Jane. I'm not saying anything. I don't know if it's right. Miss Cat, please will you assist Adaduma? They can't hear me, apparently.
Yeah.
Guys, if you can't hear me, it means you are not connected to audio, which has to do with, there's unfortunately nothing I can do about it. But Miss Cat will help you. It's on your side. Your audio needs to be connected. Okay, so we want to add 12 to this number. So we can break it up into 10 and 2. So the easy part is to add 10 to the 49. That will give us 907,759. And then we can add another 2. And we can fill up the 59 to 60. And then there's one more left. And that's going to give us 907,761. Well done. Those of you got it. Those of you didn't, next one's yours. Next one's yours. Okay. Keep trying. Keep trying. Okay. Next one, we've got 907,773. And we must add 12 to it. Yeah, guys, you're not putting, I don't think you must listen carefully to the instruction and follow what's happening on the screen. We're adding 12 to that. Bushilo has given an answer. Brianna, Clinton, lots of you. Well done. Excellent. Okay. And I agree. If we add 12 to that, we get 907,785. Excellent. And one more time, we're going to add 12. Post the last answer if you've got it. 907. Plus 12, that's going to take us to 97. Wonderful. 907. 907,797. There we go. Okay. Let's do the next two. I'm going to leave you on your own to do the next two. And at 1747, we're going to check back. Okay, now listen, it's not about rushing, okay? I want you to do the best you can in 2 minutes. It's not about finishing it. It's about doing whatever it is that you're doing it well and accurately. So it's not a race. Yes, Sima, you have your hand up.
Sorry, so do we do the rest of this in our, or do we just,
I can't hear you. Sorry, say again.
do we do this, activity in our pieces of paper, or do we not?
Won't you just sit closer to your computer so that I can hear you? Just repeat that.
Do we do the activity on our pieces of paper, or do we?
Yes, yes. On a piece of paper. I do suggest, guys, that you get a hardcover book for Watobe because each lesson we're going to do lots of stuff. So get a book that you can work in every time for Watobe. Okay, thanks. Tiamo, you next.
Ma'am, if we can use the for choir book, we can use what do you call it? A fate margin.
Yeah. Whatever
Okay.
book you want to write in, it's fine. But I do suggest getting a book for Watobe.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Right. Last question, Konki. Konki, you have a question? Okay, if not, I'm going to carry on and you can type it in the chat as well. I will pick it up there. Okay, so for the first one, we're going up by 13. And that means that we're going to add another 13 over here. So that's going to be 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 6. And then the next one, if we add 13, is our calculation working out? Double check always. Yes. Okay. Miss Kat, someone's unmuted, so please just.
It was Conke because we gave him permission, but they only unmuted now.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Next one. We've got an answer for adding 13 to 7, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9. Wonderful. We're going to add the 13 and it's going to give us 7, 8, 9, 702. Just remember, if you add the 13, what you can do is you can break the 13 up into 10 and 3. So if you break it up into with the 10, that's going to give you 789, 699 plus another 3 is we're going to go over into a new 100 into 700. Okay, and then the last one is plus 13. So 789, 207. What do you guys say it is? 789, 715. Okay, good stuff. Excellent. Are we ready for the next one? How do we get 13? So you look here, this number and this number, they're right next to each other. So the difference between those two numbers is 13. That's how we got the 13. Nice, nice questions. Remember, that's what we do. If we don't know or if we think it's hard, we ask a question. Okay, next one. What are we going up by here? Who's got that number for us? Question 3. Chidiso says 18. I think you are on the money. 18. Okay, so this one, the first number, what is that going to be? The first number in our pattern. 3168 plus 18, or we can go 3204 minus 18. Either way can work. What's our first answer, guys? Put it in the chat. Kamika says 3186. Some more answers. There we go. 3186. Okay, and does that work out? If we add another 18 here, it does. And then 322 plus 18 is going to be, put it in the chat. Let's see what people are saying. 3240. Nice one, Sarah and Sidiso. And then our last one, we're going to add 18. And what do we get? 3258 for the last one. Excellent. That's it. Well done, everybody. Good job. All right.